What it do, gang? We live, we back. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. Y'all know why I'm here on this lovely Saturday, man. Bring you another edition of the starting five for DraftKings and FanDuel, alright? We gonna get into that for y'all, but before we do, we got a line of review going over yesterday's slate. So if you're new to the channel, man, you're in the right spot. It's the best kept secret in DFS, man. Hit the subscribe button, turn your notification bells on so you can be here rocking with us every day when the videos drop, alright? And also, man, everybody in the sound of my voice, do your boy one small favor. Hit that like button, man. Goes a long way in helping out a small channel. Let's get to it. We on the race to 1K subscribers. Let's get it, all right? Now, last night was, man, just finished just outside the money on both sites, man. This is my single entry over here on DK 288. If you caught the updated starting five yesterday, originally I tweeted out it was a Flynn, Franz Wagner, Terrence Ross, Bowl, and Nas Reed. But we came back and changed it. Flynn was just a placeholder. I knew we was waiting on some more value. Excuse me, gang. I knew he was waiting on some more value. So Flynn was just a placeholder because I wanted to get it out to you all before lock, but I hadn't quite decided on that fifth person, and we was waiting on some other news. So after the lock hit, I tweeted out take out Flynn and go Malik Monk. I mean, not Malik Monk. Go Bones Highland because we got word that Jamal Murray was questionable. I thought that meant he was gonna sit. Come to find out, he ended up playing. Had to pivot to Malik Monk. It was just a rough one, man. We got stuck holding the bag there. Like I said, sometimes the news hurt you, sometimes the news help you. So definitely hurt us here in this spot, leaving us with Malik Monk. But let's get into the full breakdown. At the point guard at the top, when we went Damian Lillard, got him at 10% on, just trying to get different. I told you all yesterday the Magic was going to be the team du jour. Everybody was going there just because of how short-handed they were. And the minutes those guys were gonna have to play over there, so I felt like it was a slate you was going. It kind of forced your hand. I knew it was gonna be 2 or 3 Magic, Giannis, and then where you got different from there. So I wanted to just pick out the 3 Magic I like. That's how we got those 3, and we was trying to get different with Damian Lillard here at 9.7% on. He gave us 54 points, very solid. I had to get off my boy Sabonis. I was on Sabonis heavy yesterday. You saw him in the video, but once all that center value opened up, it just forced my hand off of him. So pivoted to Dame Lillard as my second pay-up option behind Sabonis. Like I said, he was just okay, 54 fantasy points. Malik Monk, 2% on, 16 fantasy points. Nothing much at all. Like I said, just got stuck holding the bag here. Had to play who we could play, being there was only one game left. Terrence Ross, 57% on. He was just so cheap, man. 3,100. He was just too cheap for a guy I thought could see 30 minutes. And he's a guy that can score a little bit. He's all scoring. But I thought seeing 30-plus minutes, he can give you something better than this. But 11 fantasy points killed you, but didn't hurt you over here because he was almost 60% on. So it didn't kill you in this contest. Bowl was my favorite of value, like most people, as you can see by the 74% ownership. Just thought he was in line for an easy double-double at 4,800, having to see 30-plus minutes in this spot. He finished 1 rebound shy of a double-double, man. They was actually in this game a little bit, but you didn't quite get a big enough numbers from them as a whole as you thought you would have in this contest. But 24 fantasy points from Bowl, okay. Nas Reed, once we got that news, it was just a lock, man. Nas Reed, anytime he's starting or he's going to get 30 minutes, man, just lock him in. Nas Reed is a very solid player. He could have had a much bigger score than this. The people who faded him got lucky because some foul trouble. He'll limit him to 30 minutes when he should have played about 35, 36 in this game right here, man. But just play Nas Reed whenever Gobert's out. At the other guard, Franz Wagner right here. Was him and Bowl my favorite 2 Magic players. I knew I was going there regardless, and I was trying to decide on the third one. But Wagner at 47% had the best game, I think, out of the team over there. 48 fantasy points for him, very solid. Sadiq Bey was just my pivot from Alex Burks. Like I said, I knew how the Bills were gonna be in this single entry. I already knew I was chalky enough with my Magic and Giannis, so I definitely didn't want to go Alex Burks and be even more chalky. So Bay was my pivot here, 4,300, 16% on. He just gave me 22 fantasy points. And then finishing out with Giannis, everybody's favorite pay-up option yesterday. 57% on. He gave you 81. Absolute crush. Giannis, as long as when he's the only option over there, man, no Middleton, no Drew, you kind of just got to play him. So got the Giannis right here. Like 288, though. Like I said, finished just outside the money on DraftKings. Let's go take a look at FanDuel. Very similar scenario over here on FanDuel. Put up 320. Starting five on FanDuel was Damian Lillard, Wagner, Ross, Reed, and Sabonis. So at the top, Jordan Poole, just trying to get different over here. Knew that same thing on FanDuel as it was on DraftKings. I knew I was gonna be super chalky with those Magic guys, so it was all about where did you differentiate yourself. Can't speak today. On both sides from those guys. So Poole right here, love this price on FanDuel at 7,500. Got him at 14% on. He gave us almost 50 fantasy points. Very solid. Lillard, of course, gave you him on yesterday's video. Just roll with him. Love the price tag at 9,100. Gave you 51 fantasy points. Kevin Huerter, just a pivot. I had Bones Highland, got stuck holding the bag again, but just was able to get a better play because of pricing over here. So this originally was Bones Highland, but once Murray was starting, we just pivoted down to Huerter over here in this spot. 37 fantasy points, very solid for him. As far as Wagner, of course, 50% on, 48. Ross was 50% on as well. It was just one of those spots, guys, where those Magic guys were going to be so high on that they wouldn't destroy you if they didn't get there because of how on they were. But if you didn't have them and they went off, you probably didn't have a chance. Like if these Magic guys had went super off yesterday and you faded them, you wouldn't have had a chance just because of how on they is. So just one of those situations that I didn't mind getting to the Rosses of the world, even though I know they're not good fantasy producers. I thought they could give a better return than what they did, but I knew they was gonna be so high on that it couldn't kill us. So Sadiq Bey again, once again, 10%, just trying to stay away from some of that Alex Burks chalk. He gave us 21 fantasy points. Rui Hachimura just trying to get a different and trying to get a run back from this Magic side. I should have did the same thing on DraftKings and played Porzingis like I started to. But typically when I'm running three guys from one team, especially if I'm running four, but if I'm running three guys on one team, I at least like a run back on the other side. I know it's not direct correlation, but you trying to get three guys from the same team to go off. Typically, you want to run back for that to happen. All right, Rui Hachimura, 3% on. He gave us 23 fantasy points, solid. Sabonis, of course, 9% on, 46 fantasy points. And then Nas Reed at the bottom, 51% on, 32 fantasy points. All right, put up 320 over here. Like I said, just missed the money over here. But let's get into today's 8-game slate on this Saturday, man. Happy New Year's Eve, man. Happy New Year to you, all right? Let's get into it. Let's try to bring in the new year right with some money. Let's try to get a win, a takedown today. That's how you bring the New Year's in right on a takedown. Let's get into it, man. It's 8-game slate. At the top, you see the thumbnail. I like the discount on Ja Morant over here, 9,800. I know Bane being back hurts his ceiling a little bit, but we seen him have monster games this year when Bane was in the beginning of the season when everybody was healthy. He done put up 65, 70 fantasy points with Bane in the lineup, so we completely know what he's capable of. I think the ownership definitely going to be down on him. It's a nice 8-game slate, a lot of options to go to. Give me Ja Morant at 9,800. I'm going to buy the discount. He's on sale a little bit, man. You talk about a guy who's been 10-5, 10-6, middle and 10s all year. Now you get him at 9,800. I like getting a Ja Morant here going against these New Orleans Pelicans. Coming in at shooting guard. Now, we got a questionable Darius Garland, a questionable Evan Mobley. It's a lot of, and then, questionable Luka. It's a lot of things going on. You're going to have to wait for news. But one thing on this channel that we believe, if you've been watching me, is two things we believe in. Point Devin Booker and point Donovan Mitchell, man. If Garland sits, give me Donovan Mitchell at 8,700. You can just lock him in for me, man. I love getting the point Donovan Mitchell. Love getting the point Devin Booker. That's just what we do over here. Like the matchup against the Chicago Bulls. Give me Donovan Mitchell. He's in play even if Garland plays, but I wouldn't be as heavy on him as I am right now. But if Garland sits, man, you can just lock him in for me. At the small forward, I don't mind going right back to Sadiq Bey here. Price dropped by $300. We saw him enter the starting lineup last time. He played more minutes than Alex Burks. The Alex Burks, y'all really got lucky yesterday, man. He was decent at 27, but that's just because he was super efficient. He only played 22 minutes. I don't mind going to Sadiq Bey. He didn't shoot the ball very well. He gives you a little bit in the way of peripherals. If he can get that scoring going, he can absolutely crush this 4K price tag in a great matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves, all right? Give me Sadiq Bey at 4K for one of my value plays today. And at the power forward, I like Kevin Love if Evan Mobley is out. Just told you Garland and Mobley are questionable. If Mobley is out, man, I don't know if he may not move into the starting lineup, but he should definitely see at least his 20 minutes that he's been getting all year. Plus a little bit, man. I'm anticipating at least 25 minutes in here, maybe more if he's in the starting lineup, all right? But we don't know which way they're going to go. And like I said, we still need that Mobley news. But if Mobley is out, I'm going to like getting to Kevin Love right here. He'll probably be another chalky piece on this slate, but I'm okay with it, man. Give me Kevin Love at 4,200 if Mobley is out. And at the center spot, if Gobert misses again, man, just play Naz Reid, 4,700. He's going to crush. He's a very solid real life NBA player and fantasy wise, man. Get you some Naz Reid to Gobert miss. He's going to be super duper chalk, but we'll get different somewhere else, man. Give me Naz Reid at 4,700. There you have your starting five on DraftKings: Ja Morant, Donovan Mitchell, Sadiq Bey, Kevin Love, and Naz Reid. Let's go look at FanDuel and see what I'm liking over there. Coming in at FanDuel. At the top, man, I stay with Ja 10-1. I just like him in this spot. I think he's going to go slept on. I'm telling you, I don't think he gets any ownership. Some people might go his way if, like, Luka is ruled out. I know Luka's questionable. Hoping he plays so the ownership can stay down on Ja. But I like Ja in this spot going against these New Orleans Pelicans, man. Give me Ja at 10-1. At the shooting guard, I want to look at D'Angelo Russell here. Going against the Detroit Pistons. He's just been very solid. He's not going to kill you. I think he has a very safe floor, especially with no Karl Anthony Towns, 7,100. If that shot is falling, he can put up a big number for you. He don't mind green lighting himself if he feels it. If he gets that shot going, that's where his ceiling comes into play. But he's going to be very solid, man. A few rebounds, some assists. He's going to give you some scoring. Just the question is how much, man. I like him at 7,100. I think he's definitely going to go under on just because he hasn't crushed and had a big performance like that. But he's more than capable of dropping 40, 50 fantasy points right here in this matchup. All right? Coming in at small forward, I want to look at Tyler Hero, 7,900. Now, it's still early over here, but it's the second night of a back-to-back. They playing the Utah Jazz. I think they can beat them without being full strength. So you may see some of the older Heat players get a rest. Lowry maybe. Butler's always a candidate to get some rest. So Tyler Hero should be good to go regardless of if those two guys plays. He's still good to go at 7,900, man. He's like really one of their primary offensive weapons. Butler kind of sit backs and let Hero get going. Then if Hero can't get going, he kind of steps in where the team needs him. I like Hero right here at 7,900, especially maybe getting some Heat news in this matchup. All right? At the power forward, it's going to be Kevin Love. I'm hoping that Mobley is out because Kevin Love will be a really great value play. He will be chalky, but I don't care. He should be in line for a double-double if he starts, man. Give me Kevin Love 4,900. And at the center, just staying with Naz Reid. I don't care that he's 5,900. If Naz Reid started, I say Gobert was out for extended time and Naz Reid was the regular starter, even with Karl Anthony Towns, I think Naz Reid is like a 7K player. Like, I think he's low 7, middle 7 player. If he's a guy who gets regular 30 minutes, he probably creep up to 8K. So he is just too cheap regardless that he's a little more expensive over here on FanDuel. Give me Naz Reid if he's starting at 5,900, all right? There you have it, just starting five for FanDuel. Naz Reid, Kevin Love, Tyler Hero, D'Angelo Russell, and Ja Morant. Man, get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. You know they're going to be in mine. It's going to do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up, man. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow, all right? Let's get it. Roll Tide.